I'm Ron Duecker. I'm the president of JWC Environmental. We're located in Costa Mesa, California. We also have facilities in Beaufort, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, Congleton in the UK, and Hangzhou, China. We started as a small company 38 years ago here in Southern California, primarily focused on reduction of solids used in municipal wastewater treatment facilities. Today we have revenues in excess of $65 million annually, and we employ about 200 people around the world. To me, APBO is one of the most interesting of all of the conferences in that not only are we able to spend time listening to speakers and listening to presentations regarding a variety of countries, but given the broad nature of the attendees, we have the opportunity to interact with one another and get information that on how others are approaching their business, even if it's totally unrelated to our own products. It gives us some insight as to what some other possibilities may exist for us. This conference has continued to grow over the course of time. Here now we've got the opportunity to research new regions that we want to work in: Brazil, Russia, which I believe have now been added to the agenda this year, and then further work in India, all three of which we see as the future for our organization, places that we expect to expand into over the course of the next 5 to 10 years. The biggest and most important thing that any company that's considering going into export markets is to do their homework. Make sure they understand truly what the economic situation is, what the political situation is, what the social situation is, what the business situation is, how to do business in those countries before you even begin to think about doing business in those countries. And the APBO gives that kind of background and that kind of information to those of us who are in a position as we were 20 years ago, just entering into those. Companies like our own, small companies originally that eventually became mid-sized companies. I mean, that's the backbone of business in the United States. That's where most of the income comes from. We and many companies have been able to develop themselves domestically through new product introduction, but we've got a limited market. There's a huge market outside of the United States that was untapped. Having this ability to come to a conference where we gain access and an understanding of where it might be more effective to put our resources and where we might expand our businesses geographically is, I think, the main reason that you've been able to not only maintain this conference but actually expand it over time. It's all about growth. Companies that don't grow die, and if you want to grow, you need to look at geographic marketplaces. You can't just focus internally, you need to focus externally.